Welcome, guys. Labor and dishonesty seem to go hand in hand, and honestly, it's hard to understand why anyone still pays attention to what they say. Yet here they are, continuing to give interviews. In her latest one, Rachel Reeves has once again been called out for lying, leaving her embarrassed and stumbling over her words as usual. It seems she's picked up a few tricks from Starmer when it comes to dodging questions. In today's video, we'll be reacting to this footage and also covering the latest news from around the country. But before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's take a look.
You said to the country back on June the 11th. Here's you.
I don't need to become Chancellor to know what a mess the government have made of public finances, of public services, and the fact that the tax burden is at its highest level in 70 years. We don't need higher taxes. What we need is growth. I don't want to, and I have no plans to increase any taxes beyond those which we have already set out.
Now, you specifically said you already knew everything you needed to know, yet on Wednesday you raised taxes by £40 billion. Why would a reasonable person believe a single word that you say in the next 15 minutes and that you'll stick to it?
I was wrong on the 11th of June. I didn't know everything, because when I arrived at the Treasury on the 5th of July, so just under a month after I said those words, I was taken into a room by the senior officials at the Treasury, and they set out the huge black hole in the public finances beyond which anybody knew about at the time of the general election, because the previous government hid it from the country, they hid it from Parliament, and indeed they hid it from the official independent forecaster, the Office of Budget Responsibility. And so when I went into that budget last week, I had to put our public finances back on a firm trajectory, because we saw in the previous Parliament what happens when government loses control of the public finances. And the first commitment we made in our manifesto was to bring stability back to the economy, and that's what I did on Wednesday. OK,
but before we go on to that, let's just deal, frankly, with the arithmetic here. You say that they told you there's this black hole.
Yes.
By your own account, the difference between that was something like 9-10 billion. You've added in pay settlements and so on, but you raised 40 billion. There is a huge... One is growth and the other one is your choices. Now, let's talk about growth. You won't be delivering any, but let's have a look at what the OBR says, that actually growth is going to go up a bit for a couple of years, and then it's going to settle, what, 1.5%. Actually, you've already failed. There isn't going to be the growth that you promised.
Well, I'm not satisfied with those numbers. Those aren't the summit of my ambition, but we're less than 4 months into
the OBR wrong?
Government. No, the OBR aren't wrong. They have factored in the things that we have already announced. But, of course, we've got more to do on growing our economy. That's why we've already published a green paper on our modern industrial strategy. It's why we are reviewing the planning system to get Britain building again. It's why in my first week I announced a review of the pension system to unlock long-term patient capital for businesses. I'm determined to grow the economy.
Are you disappointed by those figures?
I'm not satisfied with those numbers. I want economic growth to be stronger and faster, and I want it to be felt by people all around the country. Just a couple of weeks ago, Trevor, we hosted... Let me just make this...
What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Rachel Reeves, the UK Chancellor, has recently come under intense scrutiny and accusations of dishonesty, particularly about her professional background. The controversy began after it was revealed that she had misrepresented her role at the bank. During a live TV broadcast, a caller even exposed her, stating she is not qualified for this job. This has sparked a wider debate about her credibility and fitness for the position she holds. Look at this.
That Rachel Reeves should do the right thing and resign.
Oh, good Lord. We've all lied on our CV. I think she just needs to fess up.
It's not a question of lying on the CV, Nick. This is a case of deliberately misrepresenting your experience. I don't believe for one instance that Rachel Reeves is an economist and has been anywhere near the formulation of any kind of financial policy during her work experience. I think she's totally unqualified for this job, and I think she should do the right thing, which is to resign. A person who's in a position of financial trust cannot abuse that trust in any way whatsoever. and she has abused voters' trust immensely.
What do you think? Do you agree with this guy? Let us know in the comments. This ongoing saga highlights the scrutiny faced by politicians regarding their qualifications and integrity, especially in high-stakes economic roles. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And take care.